Hey guys, welcome back to HanSelah. I'm Han. I'm a freelance graphic designer and I talk about everything to do with graphic design and art and how I run my own freelance graphic design business. And in today's video, I'm going over packaging design, how easy it is to create packaging design, and how I use Pacdora in order to create these beautiful dielines and mockups and 3D animations and videos of my packaging design that I can then send off to my clients. Today's video is sponsored by Pacdora, and if you use my discount code HanSelah, you'll get 20% off your Pacdora subscription. The first thing you're going to need to know about packaging is dielines. What exactly is a dieline? So this here is actually my dog's medication that I had to bring when I moved from France to South Africa, and I've just unfolded it to show you. This flat thing is a dieline, and this is what it looks like when it's folded and glued together, and it folds shut like that. So this is what the final product looks like, or the final packaging design, and this is what the dieline looks like. Now within your dieline, you're going to have a whole bunch of other meanings and definitions, such as your fold line, your cut or trim line, a spot color, which is often where you would put colorful foil or specialized printing, your bleed, that's usually set at 3mm. So these are all really important aspects of packaging design as well. But why does all of this matter? Well, imagine spending hours designing this beautiful piece of packaging, and then when it's printed, everything's all over the place and the logo is cut off and the barcode is in the wrong spot, and then, oh my goodness, it's just a nightmare. And this is why dielines are crucial, because they're basically the blueprint of your packaging design. They ensure that there's accuracy, consistency, and they just make life so much easier for printers and manufacturers. Now, traditionally, creating dielines can be a bit difficult, a little bit painful. It can take a lot of time, and often you would either start out folding something in person and then moving it over into Illustrator, then measuring them out, and then you have to add all your arrows, and you have to add all of your crop marks and lines, and you have to measure out all the little fold things and put the strokes, and then the dotted line, and then the solid line, and then adding your bleed and adding your color bars and your registration marks, and oh my goodness, it can actually take a really long time. But this is where Pacdora steps in. Pacdora is a packaging design online platform that basically is an all-in-one packaging master. You can choose from thousands of packaging design templates, from boxes to bags to pouches to coffee cups to cute little cylindrical things to cartons to chip bags to all sorts of packaging design. They've got it on Pacdora. Basically, it's like having your own little packaging design engineer just in your web browser. So when you open Pacdora, they've got their mockup generator, their 3D modeling software, and their dieline template maker. These are all really easy to access, and then they've got a few of their mockups here that you can see, as well as their different dielines. I also love that you can create AI backgrounds, as you can see here. But anyway, what I'm going to do today is create a coffee bean packaging design for you guys. So I've found this cute little pouch for coffee beans, and what I'm going to do is show you how we can make this from scratch. So if you click on it, you can see here it actually shows you the dieline with all the measurements, which you can actually change and adjust. And if you go to export it, you can export it as a dieline to an Illustrator file, which is really awesome. So I'm going to download this Adobe Illustrator dieline. I've kept the measurements the same, and I've kept it as the craft paper. So opening it up in Illustrator, this is all the information that you can see. It's got the size, it's got the design area, it's got the bleed, trim, and crease lines already. Now the next thing I'm going to show you is if you go back into Pacdora, and if you double click it, you can also upload your own image, or you can edit within Pacdora. Personally, I prefer to edit in Illustrator and then drag and drop my designs directly into Pacdora. So let's hop back into Illustrator, and I'm going to show you quickly how we're going to do this. So I'm dragging and dropping in this little illustration of these coffee beans, and I'm just going to multiply them so that I can get rid of that white background, and I'm going to just scatter these around quickly. Again, I'm not spending a super amount of time on this packaging. I just want to show you guys how easy it is to mock this all up in Pacdora. So now that I've done that, I've created a clipping mask, and let's just say coffee beans, and I'm feeling like a little retro vibe, so let's do it in lobster font. Move that up, adjust the kerning and the leading, and let's center that. Now I'm going to lock the layer with the dieline just so I don't move it around in the background. So let's do that. Now let's add just a little bit more information, such as 500 grams, and let's do a medium roast, and let's say whole coffee beans, because I don't want people to think these are coffee grinds. So let's do that. Okay, added a little outline and pathfinded those together. I feel like I need to put this medium roast in like a little background, so let's just add a black background and turn this into white. There you go. That's a bit better. Make it a little bit wider and fit that all nicely. Okay, now obviously we need a little logo of some sort for this packaging, so I'm going to do a really quick and easy little coffee bean, and I'm just going to call the brand Beans. So here we go. Let's just put a little arc over here and invert it. And now we have a super simple Beans logo. So there we go. Let's just get rid of that sharp point over there. And product of South Africa, obviously, because I'm South African. I'm also now officially in South Africa. So I'm no longer in France, but that's another whole video. Anyway, let's add the ingredients. They're just whole coffee beans. For the vibes, we're going to create a barcode. So let's just quickly do a little barcode like that. Wonderful. And then let's just add some words to the side. So to be enjoyed both hot and cold. I quite like that. Very nice. Okay, I'm not really liking these coffee beans here that I've done, so let's just remove those. And now I'm just going to add a few little bits and pieces of artwork. I think I'm just going to do some little coffee bean leaves, and maybe let's do some little steam swirls. Yeah, that's quite cute. And now let's do a little coffee mug and a saucer. I don't know, I think they'll be cute. Again, not really sticking with like the whole retro vibe, but it's okay. I just want to show you guys how easy this is once you've got your design all nicely mocked up. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove this background layer and remove the dielines. Well, I'm going to hide them. Remember, I put them on a separate layer. So let's hide them because I don't want those to show up when I drag and drop the artwork onto Pacdora. And as you can see here, I actually get a live 3D preview of like the whole turnaround of the packaging. Now we are going to go and render it. So let's create some mockups. As you can see, Pacdora has a whole bunch of different variations and you can adjust them on a 3D grid. So this is super cool. You can also add elements. So I'm going to add a little croissant because obviously coffee, croissant, or croissant as they say in France. So anyway, you can also change the lighting as well, which is quite cool, but I'm not going to change the lighting for this. So let's do a little screenshot. Boom. Okay. Now let's super render this and I'm going to export it as a 4K JPEG just so that we have it. Now I want to show you their background generator. So now that we've clicked on that, as you can see here, I've now re-uploaded that image, that 4K image that I've just downloaded, and I'm now going to put it in this little bakery setting. And can you see it's actually mocked it up in this little setting and it looks like a real photograph, which is really cool. And now let's try it on this sort of minimalist background. It's on like a stone slab and it works as well. I'm really liking that. And what other background should we do? Maybe we should do something custom. Okay, let's generate something. So let's imagine a beautiful morning sunrise at the beach cafe on a wooden table and it's facing the sunrise. I think that's going to look gorgeous. Boom. There it is. I absolutely love that. That's exactly what I had in mind. So as you can see, just how easy it is to use Pacdora to mock up your designs. These are really great when it comes to supplying your designs to your client. A lot of the time, clients can't actually envision what we see as designers, and you should never just give them a flat layer of the die-line like that for the packaging. You should always mock it up so that they can see the potential of what their product will actually look like in situ in real life. You don't actually have to just do stills. You can actually mock up and do videos. So Pacdora has a whole bunch of video styles, and again, you can put it onto different backgrounds. Now this is why I love to use Pacdora, because it just saves me so much time with having to draw out all these different die lines. I also have a discount code for you, so if you would like to try Pacdora, use my discount code HanSelah at checkout. That discount code will give you a lovely 20% discount off of your Pacdora subscription. So I hope you enjoyed this video, you found it helpful, you feel inspired, and that you are not scared to dive into packaging and design. If you'd like to know more about packaging, drop your questions in the comments below, or feel free to watch this video. This video here I created is all about packaging design from scratch, especially for beginners. This video is absolutely packed with all sorts of tips and tricks about packaging design for beginners. So check this one out if you want to know more about being a packaging designer. I hope you have a lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you soon. Bye.